Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie, and this is your weekly reading for July 12th through the 18th. Oh my goodness. Did you hear that? So exciting. So exciting to be a kid. Okay, so first card, archetype card for you guys, Scorpio, is the empty room. And the idea of the empty room is it could be a feeling of emptiness or a feeling of lack in some way, craving something but not knowing what it is, feeling like something is missing in your life. But also on the flip side, the empty room is full of potential, which is why you have these sparkles of light, right? Because you can fill it with whatever you want. You can fill that empty room with whatever you learn. And then there's two sides, of course, to that, where you can fill it with junk, or you can fill it with things that are very valuable and that are helpful and that help you grow. So that's going to be the theme for this reading for you guys today. We'll pull another card now for your themes. Pull some cards for themes for Scorpio. All right. So we have the spider. There we go. And the spider is all about mystery. Another interpretation is kind of like our altered vision, I think is what it is. It's the sense of like not seeing things as they truly are. Kind of being in having a distorted view of reality or your situation. So let's keep that in mind as we move through the reading. Pull another card now for your theme. Alrighty, so we have full moon in Leo for another theme for you guys, for Scorpio. It says, don't let pride get in your way. And so that kind of suggests that if there is an emptiness that you're feeling right now, if you feel like something's missing or there's just something's not right, that probably that empty feeling is rooted in your ego. And so there has to be a release of ego or a death of ego for you in order to be able to access, open any doors to fill that room with truth and understanding. Pull another card for you guys for the theme. I'm going to use a different deck than I have so far because I'm just inspired to use it after receiving the spider, right, in that empty room. And you're Scorpio, right? So you're all about death and rebirth, and that's what this deck that I'm going to use is kind of about. What themes do we have for Scorpio for July 12th through 18th, please? Okay. Perfect. We have the Golden Empress. And I do love this card. This is very beautiful. Potency, confidence, magnetism. Which in my mind are very much Scorpio traits. Like natural Scorpio traits. So this is you, as you come into this truth, as you start to explore the feeling of emptiness and the root of it, then you're going to start to kind of come into your own power, your own understanding. And this magnetism, right? You're going to draw a lot of things to you. So that could be positive, it could be negative, whatever it is that you're drawing to yourself. Go back to the law of attraction, right? What you put out is what you're going to attract back to yourself. So it's time to start being very aware of the energy that you're sending out into the world, that you're giving to other people, because that's about to just come right back to you, because you have that very magnetic force of attraction about you right now. Alright, so now we'll turn to the tarot. We'll see what the tarot's got for us. Let's get a card for Scorpio, please. Oh my lord, somebody just opened the garage, just scared the crap out of me. You didn't see it, thank god I'm not on camera, but my heart just exploded for a second. Okay, So, Scorpio, for you guys, we have the Chariot. What drives you? Your passion, that pure fire energy. So right now, Scorpio, you are very driven, period. And if I refer back to our theme cards up here, what drives you is a need to fill that empty space, or a need to identify what it is that you lack, or feel that you lack, what it is that you're craving to bring into your life. That is what's driving you. And it is a very deep, almost instinctual kind of drive, right? You may not even fully understand it or be aware of it just yet, but definitely think about it. If you feel that, if you feel like something is missing, if you do a lot of things just to try to fill that space, to try to like make the feeling go away, or exploring different things in order to figure out what calls to you. So the next card that I'm going to pull, this is going to be what's in the past position for you guys, for Scorpio. Whatever it is that happened in the past, or whatever it is that you're leaving in the past, what you're letting go and leaving in last week and not bringing into this week. All right. We have the 8 of Wands, which is very fast-moving energy. So things may be slowing down for you guys right now. Slowing down and allowing you more time to focus on personal things, to focus on yourself, your emotions, and getting to know yourself, getting to understand why you're feeling the things that you're feeling, or why you may be doing things that you're doing. You may not really have a full understanding of it because you haven't explored it, because things have been happening really fast for you lately. It's been one thing right after another, and for that reason, things are going to slow down so that you can start to focus inward a little bit. And also so that you won't have an excuse for why you didn't do the hard work or the personal work within yourself. You can't say, well, I was busy, or everything, it was just too much going on, right? Because now the universe is slowing down for you in order to give you that opportunity to do that work. So next card I'm going to pull is going to be what is in your future position, or what is coming into you this week, rather. The future is never set in stone. I cannot tell you what the future will be. I can only suggest potentials and possibilities. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands. So I get perhaps exhaustion, or you being done with something, done with the cycle, sick of something, sick of chasing something, sick of maintaining something, something that used to drive you, that used to be passionate about, that you're just not anymore. And so it is time to lay that down and move on. So it's interesting that didn't come out in your past position, but then again, hopefully this will be in the past position next week. So letting go, that's going to be a theme for you this week, is letting go, which does kind of make sense, because we go back up here to the spider, for example. When it comes to the spider, you're letting go of an unrealistic or a twisted perspective, or an altered way of seeing the world that is not accurate, or that does not serve you. And with the full moon in Leo, you're letting go of your pride, you're letting go of ego, so that you can open your mind to any possibility, or open your mind to, what's the word? To analyze your decisions without judging yourself, basically. And then the empty room, there's a lot to let go of in the empty room, clearly, right? See all of it? I'm kidding. What you're letting go of in terms of the empty room is a feeling of lack, a feeling of having something missing in your life. You're going to be letting go of that because you're going to start to explore it and realize, you're going to figure out what's missing, and then you're going to be able to just start filling that empty room immediately. Because the empty room is a room in your heart. Your reading is not going the smoothest for me, which kind of makes me wonder if maybe things are not going very smoothly for you right now either. And that may be a bit of a consequence or a side effect of this 8 of Wands energy no longer continuing. Not only are things not moving very quickly, but they're also not really moving as smoothly. But that is only to allow for you every opportunity to learn about yourself, to focus on, right? Because conflict and challenge brings change. And so every time you're going to run into an issue, every time something's not going to transpire smoothly for you this week, it's going to be an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and pull a card for what is in your subconscious, whether it is a subconscious drive or a message trying to come into you through your subconscious, through your intuition, or something in your subconscious that you need to let go of that's holding you back. What do we have in the subconscious for Scorpio, please? The Queen of Cups. So, you have a very strong intuition. The Queen of Cups is very similar to the Empress, as well as I kind of see it being related to the High Priestess, because that Cups energy, very emotional, very flowing water energy that is connected to intuition and consciousness as a whole. So you may be sensing a lot of things right now that are getting a lot of information coming to you from your subconscious, or maybe you're like having a lot of deja vu lately, or you're having a lot of things coming into you through your dreams that are going to help you in this self-exploration process, and also perhaps pointing things out to you that need to change, pointing out those things that do not serve you, do not nourish you emotionally and spiritually and mentally, so that you can change those things, let those go, and then start putting effort and energy into things that do take care of you, that do that are healthy for you and help you on your process. Next card that I'm going to pull is the higher knowledge position of any spiritual guidance, higher wisdom that's coming into you from spirit or from guides or even from your higher self. Let's see. We have the Lovers. Okay, very romantic, very passionate, fleeting at times. But this may be just a little bit of the kick in the butt that you need to get started on this. The Lovers to me very much does relate to the empty room, in the sense that there's that strong, almost instinctual desire attached to the meaning of both of those cards. I also get like beauty and Venus and wonder. So you're going to be very intrigued by information that's coming into you, or ideas that are coming into your mind. Or even, again, going back to dreams, very intrigued with the dreams. And this is going to be like, I don't know, I see you feeling that same kind of energy that is similar to falling in love or falling into desire with something or someone. It could be a person, but it could also be knowledge, or like a hunger for knowledge, a hunger for growth and understanding and clarity. And that is what's going to help push you forward when you don't know what to do next, or when you're not sure if you should take a next step. Maybe at times you are a bit of a procrastinator, or you have a hard time being motivated. And so the Lovers come in to give you a little push, get the ball rolling, get you moving. Although, on the flip side, now that I look at it, with it being right above the Chariot like that, do make sure that the goals you have now, or the things that you are allowing to drive you forward in your life at this point in time, make sure that they are coming from a pure, solid place of good intention, or just that it's natural to you and that it's right for you, as opposed to being superficial or petty. I guess it's hard to make sure it's love instead of lust, kind of that idea. So two sides to every coin, two sides to every card, and sometimes both sides are relevant at the same time. And we'll figure that out, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch tarot decks, and I'm going to clarify each card that I've just put down on the table. Starting with the center card, the Chariot. Can we clarify the Chariot for Scorpio, July 12th through 18? I have the Seven of Swords. So this can be seen or understood as selfish energy, self-serving action, self-serving attitudes and behaviors. This could be perhaps you're coming to terms with the fact that for a long time you only thought about yourself, and you may not have even realized that a lot of your decisions were rooted in selfishness or ego. But if that's not the case for you, then the other thing that comes to mind with this combination, the Chariot and the Seven of Swords, is you being driven to do for yourself, to take what you can and cut your losses and run when a situation turns sour, or when things are just not working for you anymore in your current situation. You just gotta get what you can and then leave and move on and try something new, to see what works. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Seven of Swords is often likened to the fox, in the way that the fox is considered dishonest or a thief or sneaky, manipulative. But what people forget sometimes is that the fox does that to survive. That's how they eat. That's how they live. That's how they protect their young. That is just their nature. Okay? And to an extent, it is in every human being's nature to want to take care of themselves first, above all else. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, as long as you're coming at it from a balanced perspective, while you are doing for yourself, in the sense that when you do for yourself, you then can have the resources and the energy to do for other people, right? Take care of yourself so that you can take care of everybody else, or to take care of somebody else. All right, so we will clarify the Eight of Wands card. And I have the Nine of Cups. So we have the Wish card. And this came out in the past position for somebody else this week. Interesting. So you may have gotten something that you really wanted, and it's leaving about as fast as it arrived. Potentially, that's what that stands for. Also, it could be the sense that you're realizing that what you thought would make you happy isn't making you happy anymore. Or it satisfied you for a time, but now you need more, or you need something different. You need something that's more fulfilling spiritually and emotionally, as opposed to just... Because it almost ties back into the Lovers as well. Because there's almost a high that you get from it. When you get something that you really want, when you get a wish. And that feels good, and it gives you that boost, and it lasts for a while. But there's always, we always want more. Or we always need to continue moving forward. And so, while things may have been pretty good for you lately, you are still being pushed to seek better. So now we'll look and see what's coming in for you guys. We're going to clarify this Ten of Wands, and out came the Five of Swords. Okay, so defeat energy is represented by the Five of Swords, forcing you to evaluate something that you've done, decisions that you've made that you thought would get you what you wanted, but it didn't. Or mistakes that you made because you didn't have your priorities properly aligned with your values. And so there may be some information or something that happens in this next week that's really going to bring that out in front and center for you. And you're going to have to deal with that. And so just keep in mind, always remember that this is something that everybody goes through. And even if you did something, made decisions that were selfish, that potentially hurt other people, or just alienated yourself from other people, or that took from others, potentially, do not judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't take this into the negative. This is strictly a learning opportunity for you. When you do wrong and you realize you've done wrong, the only way, even just saying sorry is not going to do anything for you. Feeling bad about it or beating yourself up, it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't make up for it. In fact, it makes the problem worse, because what it shows is that you have not learned what the purpose of those experiences were, right? Which is to figure out a better way to live, realize what's important, and then go out and act on that. Make it right. That's how I was raised, right? Sometimes we make mistakes. And when we do make mistakes and we hurt other people, then saying sorry is all good and dandy. But what we need to do is go make it right. Make it balanced. So if you've hurt somebody, or there's been an imbalance in some kind in a relationship, or you've made decisions that have taken from other people or other areas of your life, be very honest with yourself about it. Understand exactly where you went wrong. And then if it does involve another person, talk to them. Do apologize, and then say, how can I make this right? How can I make this up to you? And most of the time, I think what you'll find is that all anybody ever wants in that situation is for you to do better, to make better decisions in the future. What's done is done, right? As long as you're recognizing and learning from your mistakes, that's all anybody can really ask. And that's all you can really ask of yourself. So, now we'll clarify that Queen of Cups in the subconscious position. We'll clarify the Queen of Cups, please, in the subconscious position for Scorpio, July 12th through 18. All right. We've got actually, I had two come out. The Three of Blades, otherwise known as the Three of Swords. Okay, betrayal, heartbreak, very like shattering, some kind of event, something that you learned that really broke your heart, that shattered you. And then we have the King of Wands. It's just very interesting. Okay. So this Three of Blades, right? Whatever it is, there's some kind of pain that you're carrying with you. Somebody hurt you, and it could have been a long time ago. It could have been recently, but whatever the case, this has had a big effect on the decisions that you make. You have potentially been holding a grudge, or you just can't let it go, right? And also this may lead to feeling kind of not entitled necessarily, but it has allowed you to excuse any mistakes or bad behavior within yourself, because, it's almost like your way of getting back at whoever or whatever it was that hurt you. But the Queen of Cups lying underneath that, right, suggests that what you need to do is to be more compassionate and forgiving towards yourself and other people. You've got to let it go. You have to, the Queen of Cups could also be like a mother figure too. So this pain or this situation could have to do with, like a mother, someone who is in a mother position in your life. Or if it's you and your mother and it's something that involves your children or your child, that's a possibility. And with the King of Wands down here, with it being on top of the Three of Blades, and I feel like this is a character, this is somebody who's very manipulative. Like, they hurt you in the process of getting what they wanted. And they didn't really stop to think or care about how that might affect you or what it might do to you to be manipulated and treated wrong, and not understand where that person was coming from. Not understanding that, especially if they didn't realize that especially if you didn't realize that you're being manipulated. This could be a message from your subconscious kind of pointing it out and saying, hey, look, this person hurt you. This situation, this is where this is rooted in. This is where this is coming from. And so in that respect, always listen carefully and trust your intuition. Because usually we already know the answers we seek. And it's all about accessing them. Not necessarily learning them or finding them, but getting the key to open the door within ourselves to reach it. Okay, one more clarification for that higher knowledge card. I'm going to clarify the Lovers. Let me clarify the Lovers, please, for Scorpio. And we have the Chariot again. Okay, so to me this kind of clarifies that this Lovers card up here in this position is not in its most negative interpretation. You're falling in love with a new goal or a new journey, right? You're feeling very inspired and intrigued and almost like obsessed. And that's okay. I mean, as long as you're always approaching every situation with moderation and awareness, then that's a very good thing. Kind of like falling in love with falling in love, or falling in love with learning. That's where you're at right now. Falling in love with growth. Falling in love with a new goal, or something new that you've realized aligns better with your values and with who you are now at this point in your life. Alrighty, so next up, we'll go ahead and we'll pull some Oracle cards to see where you guys are at. Give any extra insight before we wrap up. So I'm going to pull a card from the Shamanic Medicine deck. Let's see what they've got for Scorpio for next week. Well, this week, I guess. It's already Sunday. What do we have for Scorpio for the week of July 12th through the 18th? Dropped it again. I'm dropping everything with you guys. Okay. This is actually what I was just talking about. Dreamweaver, right? Accessibility. This is not about finding the answers. It's about accessing the answers you already have. And this card suggests to me that a lot of that work will be done in dream time. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you do have really interesting or vivid dreams that you remember, write them down as soon as you wake up, because that's where a lot of information is going to be coming in. That's where a lot of the processing is going to happen. And so that's where you need to focus when that does occur. And the next card to come in is Offerings, or Wealth. And this could have something to do with the material, money, things like that. But I think this is also that you're just going to find that you already have a wealth of information and wisdom within yourself once you gain access. Or that there's going to be a wealth of messages and information coming into you through your dreams. I'll go ahead and I'll pull a card from the Akashic deck, because you just never know. You never know. Might have some good messages for you guys, because this seems pretty spiritual to me. You're still getting started. You're still working through ego-related issues, which truly, I mean, honestly, most of us are always. Very few people have completely rid themselves of egotistical thinking or the ego drive, the instinctual ego drive. We all have it still. And it's not even about fighting it. It's just about being aware of it and being able to discern when a certain feeling or when an action is coming from a place of ego or a place of understanding and awareness and compassion. So what do we have for Scorpio? We have for Scorpio for the week of July 12th. Okay. We have Cosmic Lives and the Oracle Library. So you may... Cosmic Lives to me almost implies kind of like starseed vibes. That perhaps you have lived a lifetime on another planet. That this incarnation here on Earth is not... or the Earth is not the only place that you've ever incarnated. This could also be referencing other cosmic beings that are coming into play, that are helping you, that are trying to communicate with you in some way. And the way to access that information or to establish a channel of communication would be through this Oracle Library. And that could be literally going to an oracle or going to a reader or a channel or somebody who can establish that connection for you and share the information with you, or whether you become the channel yourself. So think about that. It could go either way. So we'll pull one more card. Actually, we'll pull two more cards. Okay. We'll pull one card for advice, and then I'll pull an affirmation card for you guys. Just in case you accidentally end up taking yourselves too seriously. Okay, for Scorpio. Prosperity. Right? And then you had wealth, and there's a lot of abundance in this reading for you, Scorpio. There's a lot that's waiting to come into you to, there we go. To enrich your life, to fill that empty room. And it's all about you opening the door and allowing it in. So whatever it is that you've got going on that's stopping that or putting a halt to that, you need to work through. And I know I said I would only draw one more card after this, but I just remembered, or not really remembered, but I feel really compelled to draw one card out of the Learning to Witch deck for you guys. I think there's something in here that could be very helpful. Okay, and it is a crystal card, Malachite, Deep Energy Cleanse, and Transform Yourself. So I'm going to take that pretty literally. You may need to do some cleansing, some energy work on yourself, cutting ties, cleaning up your lifestyle, cleaning up what you put into your body. Yeah, pretty much. Cleansing. Sage yourself. All right. So now we will turn to the affirmation cards, my affirmators. Let's see, what do we have for Scorpio, pretty please? Get an affirmation for Scorpio. Playfulness. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins puts sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. And I just cannot get over Mary Poppins on a motorbike. Absolutely lovely, absolutely wonderful. definitely a message not to take yourself too seriously in this process. You're a student, like the rest of us are students. You're learning, and it's a natural process, and you're doing all right. You're just probably gonna have to face a few bad decisions that you've made over time, either recently or even in the distant past. Maybe not painless, but it won't kill you. And you'll come out of it a lot stronger and a lot better for it. So that is it. That's what I've got for you guys, Scorpio, for this week. If this reading resonated you, if you enjoyed that, and you want to see more, feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified when I post more videos, when I post my weeklies. And also, I'm going to start doing like pick-a-cards and other kinds of readings. So if you have any suggestions for anything that you would like to see me do on the channel, please leave it in a comment. I will respond. I'm open to suggestions and criticism and advice or whatever. I'm open to all of it. So until then, you guys take care, and I will see you next week.